something's going on in your life, or you've heard something on the show you want to comment on, all you got to do is go to wherever you get your podcasts, download it, look at that microphone, hit it, and leave a message, or call 844-52-SHERI 24 hours a day. Let's bring on one of our listeners.
Hi, this is Tamara, the hairdresser from Charlotte. Yes, the hair splinters are real. I just had one. It was embedded beside my finger, and it was swelling up, and I had to keep soaking it in salt water to try to get it to come to a head. So it does happen, and you don't know it's happened until it festers up. It's terrible. The other thing was, after that, was the story about the bed bugs, and I had a client, an elderly lady who went to her timeshare at Litchfield Beach, and she came back with bed bugs. So they're out there. I always check the beds when I go to an Airbnb or a hotel. All right. Thanks for the show. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. You've got to
wait.
pull the sheets down and check it out.
Hair splinters.
I know.
I'm never
Never heard.
really going to be okay again. I'm pretty sure.
We have to explain what they are, because she was referring to something that we were talking about on the show.
Well, apparently it's something that stylists and barbers get because, human hair, they're added all. And I guess like human hair can go lodge in your skin as a splinter. Whoever knew
and it
about
festers.
this. And it festers.
Does the hair split and then it becomes more likely to go into the skin, or it's just a random hair, a wild hair, as it were?
I think it's just a wild hair. I think that's what we're talking about here is a wild hair. But the idea that all around us, you know what? We don't take care of each other the way we should. All around us are people that stand on their feet all day long trying to make you look better. Right? And they're suffering this affliction that nobody knew about. That's like only known to salon professionals. And we need to care more, and we need to pay attention, and we need to be concerned about the people that cut our hair. This is horrifying.
It is. Do we have another one, Max?
Hey, Bob and Sheri. This is Dwayne from Lexington, Kentucky, a longtime listener. Love your show. And you just heard Bob talking about getting frustrated at inanimate objects, and it made me flash on a scene that happened a couple of years ago. I was a teacher at a high school, and my classroom was a computer lab, and on this day, it just so happened that every computer was needing a certain update in order to function properly. And this was an ongoing problem throughout the day. And in one of my classes, I had a student who had some sort of disorder where she couldn't really control herself very well. And she was 90% of the time a very pleasant person to be around and no problems at all. And she had a full-time aide, and that aide needed to excuse herself for a moment. So I was there and I was helping her out, and no problems. But then the computer started doing its thing, and this student just started slamming on the keyboard and, just getting frustrated at it. And so I come over and I calm her down and I help her out and I fix the computer, and all things are good. And, I encourage her, tell her she can do it and everything's fine. And then I step away and help other students out because they're also experiencing these same sorts of problems. And it's just a growing tension in the room. You can feel it. And then I hear all of a sudden this student just stand up and then yell out in some barbaric language or whatever and punch the computer screen and cracks it and knocks it over. And everyone in the room just goes silent and staring at me. And I can't help but just smile and laugh a little bit and say, yep, that's every single one of us right now. It was a nice little moment. Yeah. Okay. Hope you're all having a great day.
What a great guy. He's that guy. It's so good that he's a teacher, to have that sort of composure, that just his DNA is calm, In a situation like that, so many of us would just be going, I can't do this anymore. But that guy just deals with it, no matter who the student is, no matter what is going on in the class.
Who amongst us
so
would
impressive.
not love to punch a computer? Like maybe
Amen.
right now, like the one you're working with right now. That's
I've
always
come
doing.
close. I've come close.
Yeah. Max has got, people haven't seen his studio very often, but there are multiple computers, and he's controlling everything that comes in and goes out. And, if you're having trouble at your work with one computer, take that and multiply it by 10, and you have our director's life.
Hi, Bob, Sheri, Max, and Lamar. I wanted to share with you a story about Barbie and my 3-year-old granddaughter. My granddaughter has a little problem, self-soothing, with her thumb. She's a thumb sucker, and they've tried everything to get her to quit sucking her thumb. Nothing's worked. So they took her to the dentist, her first dentist visit, and the dentist was looking at her. She does have a little bit of an overbite. And he looked at her and he said, Charlotte, you know, if you want to have pretty teeth like Barbie, you got to stop sucking your thumb. Well, my granddaughter's a little smart little thing, and she looked at the dentist and she goes, my Barbie doesn't have any teeth. Well, the dentist looked at my daughter-in-law and said, I tried. Have a good day.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
That's a smart kid, and she's not wrong. Barbie don't got no teeth. All right, we have another one.
Hey, Bob and Sheri, Max and Doc, and Lamar. I just want to say there's so much great stuff in the podcast, and I wanted to point out that I think I saw a great new feature that may have just been born. Earlier this week, Lamar was talking about the power dynamics of the snooze button, and he told us that his expertise comes from, and I quote, a scientific fact that I made up. I would love to see a regular feature by Lamar called A Scientific Fact That I Made Up. Love the show.
Lamar,
I would
think it's
too.
a good idea.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I'm good with that. I'm a justifier, so I can make up a fact to justify. Carl will tell you right quick. I'll make up something in a minute. She'll go, "That's not true." Do you know it's not? I don't know if you know it's not or not. Yeah.
You know, when you throw something out to the wife once in a while, and you know, you're sort of sure that what you're talking about is true, but you're not 100%. And there's that moment where you say something, and there's a pause, and she's listening, and you know she married you, so she wants to believe that you know what the hell you're talking about, but she's not quite
But
sure.
she doesn't.
She doesn't because of the pause. Because of the pause. Your choice, if she comes back and she says, are you sure about that? Once in a while, I will double down. And you know what? I hate Google. I really hate Google. Because I forget that Google is right there and she's walking around with that damn phone attached to her hand 24/7, and that's all she's got to do. My friend
Kevin will
Jeff does
challenge
that.
me.
I'll throw out something. We're talking about, I don't know, World War II history. And I'll say, yeah, and his Bavarian, Hitler's Bavarian hideout was, you could go and visit right after World War II. And he said, I don't think so. And all of a sudden I hear clicking. He's always in front of his computer. I hear these, and I go, oh, Google.
I live with my face in a book. I'm constantly researching something. I'm such a goober, and Kevin will challenge me on the most random things. And he's like, "That's not true." I'm like, "Yes, it is true. Where'd you hear that?" It's not where I heard it. It's an actual scientific fact. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to prove that. Oh,
Right.
Oh, it's so insulting.
Right. Yep. It is.
But I do like this,
Listen.
Lamar. When are you going to start this? Because I'm really anxious to hear a scientific fact that you just made up.
Well, I don't know. What time is it now? Maybe we.